On the show, we're catching up on the past 2 weeks. All of us have played Zelda of Echoes. On the show, we're catching up on the past 2 weeks. All of us have played Zelda Echoes of Wisdom, and we're singing its praises. I review Potion Tycoon. There's been plenty of action in the Fantasy Critic, and our faves from the Xbox Partner Showcase. Plus, the crew guesses what game released on October 27th, 2009. All of this on the GoGCast right now.
Get ready for the Girls on Games podcast, your weekly dose of news, reviews, and everything video games. Always served with a good helping of hype and just a pinch of salt. And now, your host, Leah.
Hello and welcome to another Girls on Games podcast. My name is Leah. I'm the host of this show. This is episode number 468, and we've got a full house today. Catherine is here. Hi, Kat.
Hello.
And Joelle's back. Hi, Joelle.
Hello. I was away for a hot minute. Ooh.
Yeah.
You were,
Yes.
but I mean, we had to take a break because I caught the cold and sounded like absolute crap. I wouldn't have made it through the show last week. I would not have.
Ugh.
So yeah, but glad to have you back. And of course, Catherine, as always. Let's get through some housekeeping before the crew check in. I'd like to remind you that if you enjoy the show, you can subscribe. We're available on Apple Podcasts, YouTube Music, iHeartRadio, Spotify, and Podbean. If you'd like to get some GOG merch, you can do that by going to designbyhumans.com/shop/girlsongames. Or maybe leave... I haven't done it in 2 weeks. And also, we just talked about changing the intro. And this is where I lose it. The spot that didn't change. I want to remind you that you can also give us a tip or buy us a coffee at our Ko-fi. That is ko-fi.com/girlsongames. Man, I'm rusty. Yeah, I've been meaning to catch up with you ladies because, yeah, when I got sick, I just, it was also Canadian Thanksgiving, so conveniently family was in while I was sick, so that didn't help. But then, yeah, I just hunkered down and played games. Kat, what were you at?
For the long weekend, I went to see my mom, and plot twist, my friend Uva came with me instead of Pascal.
Nice.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, because my friend, she's really busy on weekends because in the summer she does cycling, long distance cycling, I think it's called in English, vélo tourisme in French, where she goes and does 5 hours of cycling.
Wow.
So, and she was like, "Oh no, it's the long weekend." I'm like, "Well, we've been besties since like 8th grade, so it was like, it's not like you don't know my mom." If you want to come over. And she was like, "I could bike to your mom's." And I was like, "Sure." So she drove to my place with her bike on her car and her car full of her luggage. And from my place, she hopped on her bike and she was like, "See you in the Laurentians." And I forget how many kilometers it was. It's basically a 45-minute drive. It's...
Oh my God.
I think it was somewhere around close to 100, I want to say. But there's this is all on cycling path. So, and because I'm in the northern part of the island of Montreal, she doesn't have to do the downtown core. She doesn't have to go around Mount Royal. She just kind of hopped on her bike, took one on the northern bike path into Laval and then onto the North Shore. And there's a bike path that follows the train line. So, and she says at the Saint-Jérôme, which is the last stop there's a huge rest stop for people cycling.
Oh, wow.
So there's she stopped there to go to the bathroom. There's water refill stations, a little mechanical spot if you're having problems with your bike to fix it. Beautiful spot because I think a lot of people just bike to go camping up north. Mm-hmm. So she joined us. She said it took about 4 hours for her
So did you drive or
I
take
drove
the train?
I drove her car,
Okay.
which means I sat in traffic for 90 minutes because it was terrible. It was Friday afternoon. Everybody was driving out to go out on the long weekend. And apparently
Yeah.
I missed a catastrophic accident that closed the whole fucking highway for a few hours.
Oh, boy.
So, yeah, and I don't know, sometimes the GPS was like, hey, you could get off here and go in the back roads. And I was like, I don't know what that is. I'm just going to stick to what I know. Also, it was wall-to-wall traffic. Like, at one point, I was in the middle lane, and I was locked the fuck in.
Oh, yeah.
So, like, I would have needed, like, I don't know, 30 minutes to find a way to change lanes. I was just like, you know what? I just put on music, sang the whole way through as I drove about 10 to 20 kilometers an hour all the way to my mom's house. I was just like, this, I could playing Zelda. But no, here I am. But it was a beautiful weekend nonetheless. Once we got there, it was great. Beautiful fall colors, beautiful fall weather. On Saturday, we went hiking around a lake. We baked an apple pie. It was warm enough. It was about like 10 degrees during the day. So we ate stuff on the barbecue. Shout out to my mom's boyfriend that put on a puffer jacket and his toque to go out there and barbecue stuff. And of course, the classic, I'm there. So I told my mom, like, what do you need us to do? And so we lugged around heavy shit for them before we left on Sunday. Helped them put away stuff for the winter. Some of their patio furniture, stuff like that. That's too heavy for my mom to carry. And right now, her boyfriend has a bum hand. So if it's too heavy that he can't use one hand, he can't do it. So Uva and I just spent, I don't know, 30 minutes outside helping them put shit away and sweeping stuff. And it was fun. And then we drove back, and the drive home was 40 minutes because we left Sunday morning before the traffic started. We were expecting some traffic Sunday afternoon, most of it on Monday because Monday's the official holiday.
Yeah.
And that left Monday for me to just putter around the house and do what I got to do, my weekly stuff, right? Just the laundry,
Yeah.
food shop, went to the gym because it was open, stuff like that. So that was my weekend. And then I walked into work on Tuesday and forgot I had made a deal because two of my colleagues went apple picking. And I said, if you bring me apples, I will bake a pie. And so apples landed in my hands.
That's good.
And then...
Good deal.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, yeah, they. That was
I don't know who won on that deal.
Yeah.
But I forgot I had made that deal, and I thought they were 50-50 on if they were going to go, and they ended up going apple picking. So Wednesday night, I ended up baking yet another apple pie and bringing it to work, and I show up with it on, we agreed, like, oh, because they gave it on Tuesday, and I was like, I could bake it tonight, have it there tomorrow, but then Haval, one of the person, is like, oh, I won't be there tomorrow. I'm like, I'll bring it Thursday then. I shopped Thursday and they're like, hey, we want to go to the Icona Glass, like that very famous ice cream shop today because they're going to close next week. And I was like, but I brought pie. So at lunch, we ate lunch. We went to get ice cream. And that place is the kind of place, like, if you've seen on my Instagram or on my Twitter, me posting photos of like the most ridiculous sundaes, this is that place. They have their original location near where I live, but they opened a location in the Myland near Ubisoft. And I was like, this is perfect. Actually, I have two reasons to go now. So I had their homemade soft serve. It was apples and horchata. That was a twist. So it was one
That
ice
sounds
cream
really good.
it was you could taste the
sounds so
apples.
good.
I couldn't believe it.
Ooh, yum.
Ice cream that tastes like apples. Those flavors that they make homemade is their vegan ice cream made with
cool.
oat milk. That's why they have like the fancy flavors. Amazing. And I had it on one of their homemade waffle cones. And it was great because it was like 10 degrees outside, so the ice cream wasn't melting as we were eating it. I was like, they need to be open in the winter. Like, obviously. And then we had our afternoon of somehow working, even though we were kind kind of falling asleep from the ice cream, and then the sugar kicked in. I was like, okay, now I'm awake. Had our monthly production-wide meeting, the big meeting we have. And then after that, we get out of there, and then they're like, and they're looking at me, they're like, so pie. I was like, fucking pie. We went into the kitchen. I cut pieces of pie. We put it in the microwave. People put their piece in the microwave so it'd be warm because it's been sitting in the fridge all day. I had yet again apple pie. So
Lovely.
Yum.
that was my very, very fall adventure. And I woke up this morning. The tree in front of my house was beautiful and yellow. And then at the end of the day, I logged off and looked to the front window, and all the leaves were on the ground. So guess what I'm doing this weekend?
The next
Picking them
fall
up.
thing. Raking.
Yes, it's just like I gotta give it a few days for the city to just kind of like pick up what they're going to pick up, and then I'm going to pick up the rest.
Yeah, there you go.
Because I don't have for context, I don't have a front yard. I have a front like 2 meters that I have to take care of. I have a stoop. Yeah, this is Montreal. Like there's like my house, a bit of ground, and then the sidewalk in the street. So whatever they pick off the sidewalk in the street and they leave in my little area, then I clean up and I pick up. But it's not going to be much.
I decorated for fall/Halloween because I have these 2 pots that sit outside and they were looking really sad. So I changed them out for some fall flowers. But Mike and I had gone on an adventure to go find some Halloween decorations. And like, this was like 2 weeks ago. And like, there was nothing. Like
Really?
nothing.
Oh.
We went up to Michael's and Michael's had everything 50% off. But catch this. So we get like the fake pumpkins because I'm like, oh, I'll just store them. You know, they'll be cute and whatever. I don't have to worry about the squirrels eating them because squirrels ate my neighbor's pumpkins that they have for carving jack-o'-lanterns. We go up to the cache and I've got, because I'd already bought like a little one that plugs in, lights up. So I bought a bigger orange one or a white one, sorry, that was like really fake and like really, really painted white. And then this other one that was kind of like modeled. It almost looked like a bigger version of a gourd. Like it was trying to be super realistic. Mm-hmm. And we knew we were getting 50% off on all this. So we go and check out that pumpkin. That pumpkin was $35, 50% off. It was $70 for a fucking fake pumpkin.
Absolutely
I
the
turned to
fuck
Mike, I'm
not.
like, what the hell? Dude's like
Wow.
behind us because they don't have cashiers there anymore. It's all just self-checkout. So there's one dude kind of monitoring. He's like, I'll give you 10% off your entire order. And I was like, on top of the 50% off, and it worked out. It knocked off like half of it, so it was only $15 because like we had like $120 worth of stuff, and yeah. So I was like, yeah, here's my
gosh.
ridiculously expensive outdoor decoration.
Wow.
They
Gotcha.
they decorated downstairs for like to give candies. I saw that they hung up a few ghosts like on the light post that we have.
Yeah.
And my brother was like, yeah, they found it at the thrift shop for like $5
Nice
each.
Nice. Yeah,
I was like, because that looked like the decoration like looked like some Michael's like Dollarama, Canadian Tire type shit. And I know like they don't buy that stuff new because they think it's a waste of money. I was like, where did these ghosts come from? My brother
Send you
was
guys on
like,
Discord the picture. It's not one that I can put because obviously you can see like my house number. Not that the address is in there, but I'll send it to you in our podcast chat, and you just will see the freaking picture of the outside my house of this just pumpkin, and it's the one on the bottom right that looks like a gourd. It's $70.
Wow. $70 plastic gourd.
That's hilarious.
But
It is cute.
no, it is gorgeous. It's beautiful. But I don't get how they're out of Halloween items and already discounting them. They've been out since August.
That's it. It's been out since August. I go into Walmart. They have way more Christmas decorations. I actually took pictures of lots of Christmas ornaments that I want to get that are video game related. Hallmark has an Oregon Trail Christmas ornament.
Oh no.
Oh yeah, I have to find the picture of that and send it to you too. Like it's just it's obnoxious. Like my entire tree is going to be nothing but freaking nerdy shit before it's all said and done. Like it's
That's great. That's not a complaint, is it?
It's so full of nerdy shit. I go on Pinterest and TikTok and I see all these people with their elegantly crafted houses and all this kind of stuff, and it's like a tree that this year is all burgundy while last year was all gold. And I'm like, hell no. Mine looks like a video game nerd upchucked all over it.
Who has money to change the theme of their tree every year?
I don't know. Crazy people. Crazy people. Does she?
Oh, yeah.
Joelle, what were you up to this past week? 2 weeks, 3 weeks.
Yeah, it's been a lot happening over here. Well, first off, kind of a bummer of an update, but I did end up breaking things off with the boyfriend, and he's moved out. So all of that happened. So that's kind of been a lot of stuff. And after that happened, I took a little trip up north, northern Minnesota, which was excellent because the fall colors were like 100% peak. And so it was gorgeous. Like, it was so nice just to kind of get away, take a little bit of a break, and escape up there. And it was beautiful. Like, hiking along the North Shore, the trees were, they had all turned like red and gold, and like, well, yellow, but they looked gold. And then it was really sunny one day, and so it was like walking in a like enchanted forest because it was all these colors and it was so pretty, and all these different like golden trees, and it was really nice. And then I went up and did some canoeing up in the Boundary Waters, which was also good, which was also fun just to kind of go and do some solo canoeing, and the weather was good, which was nice. And so took a little break and did that, and then kind of came back to reality, and I don't know, just like, getting used to the new pace of things, thinking about just like grocery shopping for one, and kind of going back to like only really thinking about myself and having just to manage my own stuff. Not that like, just when you're like, oh yeah, I only need to think about me and I don't need to check in with someone about things. It's just like, oh, okay. And then to kind of cope, not gonna lie, I've been doing a little bit of retail therapy, and I bought some new computer parts because my graphics card is getting there. My old one was a 1070, and I decided to really treat myself and update the graphics card to a 4070.
Dang.
Gigabyte Aero, and I bought it off Newegg, and I've had great success with Newegg orders in the past. I got it, and I also had to update my RAM and my power supply, so I got everything kind of cycled out of the case, and I turned on the PC, and it did turn on, but I'm getting like a VGA error on my motherboard, so like something wasn't working with the graphics card. And I was having a really hard time like figuring it out, and I had a friend texting a friend and just tried a bunch of different troubleshooting things, and I was kind of at the end of my ideas, so I decided to go into Micro Center, and I'm pretty sure they're a national chain for computer parts, and they are the super nerds, and they know all at Micro Center. So I was like, I know they'll be able to help me. And we got in there, and I kind of updated them on what was happening. And 4 employees later, they realized that I had a fake graphics card.
What?
Oh.
So yeah, what happened is that I guess this is a really big problem that Newegg and like Amazon are dealing with, is just return fraud, where people will buy an expensive item, electronic expensive item, they will take it out of the box and then they will put something else back in the box and they will return it and then get their money back. So they essentially will get the item for free. So what happened to me is that I had a graphics card that looked like the real deal and was sealed and had even like the plastic stuff, that you could take off like the plastic covering and everything in there, and like it's not like a real card. And they figured this out at Micro Center because of the power connector, and then also like the logo was just like slightly off, and it just didn't look like how the graphics card should look. So that sucks, and apparently that's a thing. And so a few tips of advice they had for me from Micro Center was that if you buy something expensive online, make sure to record yourself opening it so that you can prove that you're not the one that committed the fraud. Like if you want to report the fraud, to let them know, like, hey, somebody is scamming you. And then they also just said that it's really common, and that when you're returning it, that I shouldn't like own up to, or like I didn't do anything, so I have nothing to own up to, but I shouldn't like tell them about it right away because they might think that I'm the one that committed the fraud. So I was like, okay. But so that was the whole thing, and I don't know. I still can't get the new graphics card to work. I don't know what's going on. I don't know what's happening, but I don't know. Building PCs is so fun.
That's why I brought a pre-build, because I had no parts that were going to work anymore, and I was just like, I don't want to hassle with that, because I don't know what I'm doing. Literally, don't know what I'm doing. So.
Don't know.
Yeah, but power to you for trying. But I'm sure you'll figure it out eventually. It's just like a big puzzle.
It is. It's like, well, what? Like, and it could be any little thing. And it's unfortunate that, I don't know what is happening, because I threw in my old graphics card back into the computer and it's working. It's how like I'm being able to record the podcast now. So I know it's not the RAM and I know it's not the power supply, because that all works because the computer works. So I don't know what it is with the graphics card. I don't know. Maybe I don't know. Like it's a mystery, but
keep asking questions to all the smarty pants in our Discord channel. That
I know.
Yeah.
Yes, everyone is very helpful, and they're asking good questions, and they're making sure like the things that are really maybe you think are common. That's like, well, did you do this, or like X, Y, or Z, like the main pieces and stuff. So like it's good to know that it's not like I'm not doing something silly, like it's an actual like issue. And I'm like, okay, because at first I was like, I don't understand, like you should just plug, like these are like plug and play, like it's a graphics card.
It's a similar situation when I was having so much problems with the Wi-Fi and the Bluetooth on this computer, right? When I didn't realize there were antennae in the box, because it was just a random bag of things. Like you didn't know what it was, and there was no instructions that came with it or anything. So like, luckily I'd kept the box and all the stuff in it, because they say keep it for the first year or whatever. And I don't like throwing the boxes out if I can avoid it. And that was it. And then I was like, and someone said maybe there are antennas or something that you're missing. So I went and looked, and lo and behold, that was the freaking problem. So like maybe it's just something in the box or some piece you're missing or something that's just throwing you off.
Well, the first time
detail.
With the fake card, it definitely was, because it was supposed to come with an adapter, first of all, and then like it wasn't going to work anyway because it wasn't a real card. So that made me I was like, I feel real dumb. And then online and everything, they're like an adapter, and I'm like, well, now do I need to go get an adapter? Like this is odd. It just come, because they're expensive and they should come with all the stuff. And the new one did come with the stuff, and I don't know. So I'll figure it out, but it's just a
sleep
process.
on it. Yeah. Sleep on it and come back to it another day. It's like trying to finish that boss in a level where you just need to step away for a bit and come back with fresh eyes. Yeah.
Yeah. So
good stuff.
Yeah.
All right, let's check in with the Fantasy Critics, because, geez Louise, a lot's been happening. You know, it's October. This is what we anticipate, plus the fact that we were away for a week, and then where we record on Mondays, and then games come out later in the week, but, you know, the trials and tribulations we have all the time, right?
Right now it's end of league where all the games come out, and it's just like points.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And it was exactly that. So on the podcast side, what happened? Okay, so Diablo 4 Vessel of Hatred officially released. Woo. That was on Joelle's. It came out and got an 85, so Joelle got 15 points.
Nice.
Silent Hill 2. Hold on, I want to make sure I did this right. Silent Hill 2 Remake came out. That got 87 points, which means Joelle got 17 points from that one. Woo. Metaphor ReFantazio also released. That was additionally on Joelle's list. Yeah. It got 92.
Wow.
So that means Joelle got 25 points. Woo-hoo. So Joelle seriously cleaned up over the past 2.5 weeks.
Yeah, that's some good pickups.
Yeah, that's the end of my my glory time with this, though. It's about to go downhill.
I had 2 games release. Neva, I had it came out, got 87, which means 17 points. And then Super Mario Party Jamboree released, got 81. I got 11 points. I have to pick that game up.
Oh, yeah.
Because I want to play that. And then Kat didn't have any games come out quite yet. You've got a bunch there sitting, waiting.
Yeah.
But yeah, everything's just kind of stuck in limbo right now. So, where do
3
we stand
games as of end of October for me.
Yeah. Yeah, and there's a bunch coming. So I'm in first with currently 151 points. Joelle is in second with 133 points. And Kat is in third with 81 points. But Kat still got a lot of games to release. And I imagine there was no actions taken this past week. No.
We're out of money.
Last one.
No money.
We're out of money. Out of the monies. On the Community League, where there is a lot more people, Diablo 4 Vessel of Hatred was on Stainsby Kingsby's list. 85 Metacritic, got 15 points. This one was interesting. Silent Hill 2 was on Zhang Pao's list, 87, 17 points, but additionally was counterpicked by Ross, so unfortunately he lost 17 points. Metaphor ReFantazio was on Offshore's list. 92 point, Metacritic of 92, or OpenCritic, sorry, of 92. That means 25 points. Ross gained back exactly what he had lost because he had Neva on his list. And that got an 87. That means 17 points. I additionally had Super Mario Party Jamboree on this list as well, so got an extra 11. Phoenix had Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Mutant Unleashed on his list, which reviewed at an 75. That means 5 points. Phoenix, unfortunately, also had Unknown 9 Awakening, which released at a 64, so minus 6 points. And then I had Until Dawn, which got a flat 70, which means neither here nor there. 0 points. So the big mover and shaker over the past few weeks has definitely been Offshore, who is now at first place with 101 points. Then it's Pat, then it's Darth, Ross, Albang, myself, Stainsby Kingsby, Jessica Starr, Zhang Pao, and Phoenix. That's a lot of movement since the last time we talked, especially in the back half too. Like we're all like juggling. It's really like you don't know what's going to happen based on the week. But yeah,
and those counter picks are coming through. Like
the counter picks. I'm just going to make see if there was anything done in the history. No, the last thing was October 5th, and we talked about it. So yeah, that's the Fantasy Critic. So lots going on there. Let's talk about what everybody's playing. Catherine, You're playing the game Joelle and I just finished.
Basically, because I went away for the long weekend, and the podcast before I was talking about grabbing Echoes of Wisdom to have it on my Switch, because there was a good chance I was going to go alone anyway, and I would have like sit down time to play, but turns out my friend came with me, but I did play some just at night before going to bed. And I haven't gone back to God of War because now I got to finish this game because I am in it. I cannot get out of it. So now let's see if I can finish Echoes of Wisdom and God of War before Dragon Age.
You can do it. You can do it.
Wow.
I think God of War will suffer in this
God
equation.
of War will.
How far are you? Yeah.
In God of War? In Zelda? Or God of War?
Yeah.
Sorry.
Zelda.
Both.
Okay. Zelda, I just finished. You know when you do the first 2 rifts and then there's 3 of them again?
Yeah.
I just finished the first. I went to the wetlands. I was like, good enough. And I cleared this area. So I did the big rift, and now I'm doing all the side quests. And of course, I'm going to show up to the second rift with like a sword that's like level 3 and try that's like fucking level 10, I think, at this point, because I do all the extra rifts as well. I'm just like, you're giving me extra shit. And I keep going up looking for stamps. When you go up around, like just around the map, just going on the edge of whatever separates the biomes, you go in there to find the stamps. You also find the stones to upgrade your sword and your energy and everything. Yeah. So, and there's no point skill system, so I don't forget to upgrade.
Yeah.
I also found the Great Fairy that enables you to equip more accessories. So I'm on I'm realistically on my 3rd major dungeon, and I'm already wearing like something like 4 accessories because I showed up rich as fuck, because I was like, what am I going to do with all these rupees? Like, realistically, like I'm exploring, so I'm finding these chests with these, red and silver and purple rupees, but I'm like, where's the money suck? Like, I'm not into the economy of this game. And then I found this fairy who's like, you want to wear more than 1 accessories? I was like, of course I do. She's like, okay, 100 rupees. And then she's like 200 and 300. And I got like to like,
she's greedy.
She's very.
Yeah, I got to 2 upgrades with the money I had, because I hadn't spent a dime other than buying. Like, when I went to see the Zoras, I bought the swimming flippers to swim faster. When I went to see the Gerudos, I got the shoes to not sink in the quicksand. But other than that, I wasn't spending my money. I wasn't buying like red potions. You can make smoothies. What the fuck? And I found this bitch, and I was like,
that you can sleep in your bed.
yes.
Yeah, you can sleep in the bed.
Yes.
That's amazing. I love that.
That is like the easy button.
It is. It is. And I've slept mid boss fight. If you have enough of your echoes keeping the thing busy, you can.
Yeah.
If you've got an extra triangle,
Yeah, you can take a
like
sneeze.
if you got, you can just try and get a few Z's. But I've been mostly
be careful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've been mostly downing smoothies mid battles if needed, and then just when I'm exploring, just finding a quiet corner and sleeping in the bed. And they keep giving you better beds.
Yeah.
Yes.
That your hearts go quicker. So I got the power nap bed that you find in Hyrule Castle. No, I'm loving this game so much. Like, I just wish it didn't have frame rate drops, because at one point in the wetline, there was the 2 frogs screaming that make it rain, and then a few extra mobs, and the whole area was covered in grass, and the Switch was like, that was like, there it is. There's that Breath of the Wild, Tears of the Kingdom slow down. I'm like, ugh.
Yeah.
But I gotta say, to compare apples and apples, less frame rate drops than when I played Link's Awakening Remake.
Yeah, and I barely noticed them. I don't know. There must be some sort of wizardry going on with my Switch, because mine's a review Switch, and it should be the most dead of the dead. because it came out
They
before.
they haven't really upgraded the hardware between like
No,
day,
I know,
day
but
one.
like I have some magical mystical one, the opposite of a dud. I don't know what it is, and I didn't notice it, but like, yeah, most of my frame rate stuff when I really noticed it was playing Pokemon Scarlet,
which apparently was terrible just all around.
which is was garbage. But yeah, this game is going to look real good on whatever
Yeah.
Switch 2.0 is going to be.
Yeah. It's just so, honestly, at first I was a bit dubious when they announced it, like being like, you're going to be Zelda, but you don't get to fight. But the Echoes mechanic, I fucking love it. Like, honestly, I love it more. And sometimes I'm fighting and I'm just dropping Echoes and I forget that you can use your power gauge to like basically become Link and swing with your sword and throw arrows. And I'm like, I don't want to do this. I want to throw moblins at you and a whiz robe and just
Yes.
and then I'm gonna drop a pot and I'm gonna hide in the pot while the whiz robe fucks you up for me.
Yes. Oh my god, the pots.
It's just I'm having way too much fun, and once you get like the flying tile that you find in Gerudo Desert. Like, honestly, they're just like, you could jump this and you could put a spider there and have it. And I'm just like, flying tile, jump on it, sweep. I'm like, fuck you. I'm the Princess Zelda coming through. Get out of my way. I'm getting this heart piece.
I saw this video of somebody, they got a bird.
Yeah.
And they made the bird, and then they latched onto it, and then they made food. And then the bird just looks at the food, and because you're holding the bird lifts you up, and then the food is up. You just keep going up and up until you actually hit the roof. But you can like go across the entire map.
Oh wow!
Way.
How did they hold food?
Check out go to Asta John Plays video, and he talks about how he does it. So you're like you're latched on to the bird, and then you're somehow like holding the food. Yeah, it was crazy and how he did it. But you have to start a little bit high up, but still like nothing crazy. Yeah.
I always
just so that
forget
you get the lift.
Yeah, I always forget that you can do the follow mechanic with the grab.
Yeah,
and I think a lot of dungeons is basically like when you have the electrons going around, like you're supposed to like use the grab to like get them to change direction and then use them for them to drag you around. Yeah. But all I did was kind of like put objects for them to get out of the way and then use the flying tile to go across because I'm like, why would I?
Yeah.
Well,
I don't know.
Are you using the spider to go up?
Sometimes. Yeah, sometimes. There's like certain areas it's clear that they want you to use the spider. That's all you can kind of use to go up.
Yeah.
Because I tend to fuck around. When I went to the Zora area, I found the shark really quick, and
the shark is the greatest.
And it took me like a good 5 minutes to take him down because I didn't have any good like fish, and I would just put the what do they call the squids that throw the little stones?
The octos?
The Octorocks. Yeah, I just kept an army of Octorocks, just kind of like pelting it. And it took me a good 5 minutes to take this thing down. And then I had the Echo. And then I went to do the dungeon with the Zoras, with the, and like, honestly, that shark came in clutch. And, exploring, finding, like, really hard moblins. Trying to get them down and then having the Echo and then just calling them during boss fights. Like I have one that throws a boomerang. Like during boss fights, like me as little Link, because I'll follow the mechanic you want me to follow, but also this dude just being like pelting. Like I take down bosses so fast. I feel, honestly, this is the most powerful I've felt in a Legend of Zelda game. Even more than Tears of the Kingdom, where you're a fucking engineer and making like, like battle cruisers or whatnot. Like, this is just like, I am the greatest magician in all of Hyrule. Fuck you. That's what Echoes of Wisdom feels to me.
A better system than the building mechanics in Tears of the Kingdom.
Oh, yeah.
By far.
And it's simpler. Much more simpler.
Which makes it more enjoyable.
And you just have to think about, physics to a certain extent, and then dimension, and then what is the special capability of whatever creature or thing? Like, does it bounce? Is it because it's tall?
Yeah.
Is it because it's heavy? Is it because it can fly? Is it because it can throw things, like shock things, like make things wet, make things like, it's that kind of level where it's just like, what is in my arsenal of stuff that I could potentially use?
I went into a dungeon. It was all spider webs. I was like, that sounds like I'm throwing fire around. And honestly, and just like fighting like water creatures, I started pulling out electric creatures now that I've been to the wetlands to pick a few of them up. And I'm just like, this is like almost like a Pokemon-like system, but deeper than just like, hey, this element trumps this element. Like you said, there's size, there's physics. Is it going to jump around? What's the time for them to like attack and whatnot? Or does it have a shield? So when you hit it, you're going to fall back and then they're going to attack you. How do you counter that shield? Usually it's bait at the front for them to swing, and then you put a second one in the back and they'll swing in the back. I'm always like, I'm having so much fun getting like spawning echoes behind enemies to fuck them up. It's just running around spawning echoes. And at one point I was a bit like stuck on a boss fight and I was like, oh yeah, I can use my sword and become like Link and swing my sword, I guess. Guess
And
I'll do it.
because we like running around and doing all side quests and everything, it promotes creativity in solving a lot of the puzzles because you probably have more things to echo and create than other people who are just playing, you know, one piece onto the next. Right? So like it really, like there was one point where I couldn't get past the spot, and then I realized it was because there's like a mechanic, like this thwomp like level platform thing that I didn't know I could mimic.
Yep.
And I was like, holy crap. So then I had to go find that. I was like, where did I see that?
Yeah, I also missed it, and I saw somebody online using that to do something I was doing because I kept using the flying tile instead.
Yeah, I
Well,
actually
and I
like
kept
oh.
or building towers and
Yep.
climbing up towers and just being very particular about which one I layered on top of which because the one was going to disappear. And it's a really good game.
It's amazing. It's like problem solving and creativity. And I think Tears of the Kingdom was not that it was a bad system. It's just if you didn't enjoy the system, you just didn't do it, right? You ignored it.
I think it
And
also suffered from a little bit of bloat.
it was very bloated as well.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I enjoy build, but I did like really simple stuff. Like I mostly did rocket power shit to get me to go up, or get me high enough, and then something to get me, distance. I didn't do the funny stuff that building tanks and decimated Moblins camp that way. I never did that. I just did basic get me somewhere, right? And I'm way more into the system in this game because this game is about that kind of problem solving. Because when you're out in the world, you don't, unless you're mixing smoothies, there's no way to recharge your energy that lets you use your sword. Because you have to be fighting like shadow creatures for that, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
So I've kind of like early in the game, I was like, okay, this is like a dungeon boss fight only thing, and I've barely used it. I've fully upgraded it because I keep exploring and finding the stones to upgrade the system, and I think I'm level 3 on my sword and level 3 on my energy. But even then, it's just like, but the echoes are so good. And I don't know what happened. At one point, I was doing something and I killed one of the little electric balls that go around a wall. So now I have that in my echoes. So instead of like, doing puzzles where you had to bounce them around to get them in a box, I could just spawn them and go in the box. And I was like, that feels like cheating, but it's not cheating. That's what the game is. If you didn't find a way to kill the thing and get the echo, you're stuck with using what's in the room. But if you manage to get the echo, it's not an I win button. It's just a new solution to a puzzle.
Yeah.
Do you find though, like I find waiting for the echoes to kill things, I get annoyed and I get impatient. Like, I just am like, I really felt that way at the very end with the boss fight. Because I was like...
Okay.
At the very end? Yeah. And I don't want to spoil anything for Kat, and maybe when she's done, we can have that conversation.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't want to say anything.
Yeah, so I was just going to say, though, that, like, during the rest of the game, it was definitely a time where I'm like, I could do this faster, like, when I'm in, sword mode. But I don't want to waste it, because if I'm in a dungeon, I don't want to waste it, like, to get to the end. But I did find myself getting a little impatient at times. I'm just like, all right, Echo. Like, I know you can target, and they'll be a little bit better, and then you can link onto them and kind of put the Echo where you want them. But there was still times where I'm like, I can do this faster. Apparently, I enjoy the combat of games more than I thought I would. I think this is like showing me, I'm like, oh, I actually really enjoy that piece of gaming, because like sometimes I would just be like, well, I want to do it.
I actually really liked taking my little minions and telling them to go off and kill things and leave me be. But then I like playing a lot of sim games and tycoon games, so it makes a lot of sense.
You're used to waiting for them to do their thing.
Yeah, I don't patiently kind of working their way through the system. That's how I do it.
I'll see how it gets towards the end. Right now, it's going great because I'm good at picking echoes that will off the enemies quick. And like I said, sometimes I'll just use like very low level echoes so that I can have 5 of them, and I just spawn them behind the enemies. I'm usually just like despawning and spawning them, despawning and spawning them.
Yeah.
At one point, I was walking through a forest, and there was a lot of shit, and I just had like I was just going back to like around Hyrule Field, around the castle, to just get some secrets and whatnot, and I was getting annoyed, but I was already upgraded, and I think I had like 4 crows around me. And they were just picking off the enemy and picking up the rupees and everything, and I was just like, this is great. I felt witchy as fuck.
Yeah.
With like my crows there, just like killing the snakes, killing the little blue blobs, whatever, and I'm just going around and finding my stamps, and I was just like, and just clearing the area because I hadn't had time to really explore it. I was just like, this is the good stuff. Like, I didn't even know what they were doing off screen. I just made sure that like I was safe, and then whenever Tree had like Tree or Try, I don't know how to pronounce it, had a triangle back, I'd spawn a new crow, and I'd just be like, go, my minions, protect me. So I'll see how it goes towards the end when like mobs are bigger and harder to kill. But at one point I had the lizard folk giving me a hard time, and then I remembered, I'm like, I got a whiz robe.
Yeah, the whiz robe.
They spawned a whole ass wizard and just got
those.
Like,
those were great.
Oh,
yeah.
Fucking killed it in 2 seconds. I was like, there it is.
Yeah.
So if you are a wizard in this game, and you feeling witchy, does this make Echoes of Wisdom a Halloween game?
It's a Halloween game.
It could be. It could be. I found a ghost. I got those little muck thing that come from the ground. And there's the zombies that scream. Fuck them. They can be an echo.
Fuck them.
Have your revenge. Use them. Yes. But yes, it could be a good Halloween game. I agree.
Because I was thinking about that next week, because next week's episode will release on Halloween.
Ooh.
So, like, maybe we should do that. Maybe next week's episode should us be discussing games that are not traditionally Halloween games that could be Halloween games. That's an idea for next week.
That's a good one.
Let me think about it, because Echoes of Wisdom is definitely a good one. And I could think of a few ones.
Yeah, just like think about the concepts of like what's considered Halloween, like, and we're talking not horror, you know, like not
no
let's
jump
see where
scares.
we go.
I got one. I got a good one.
Okay. Hold on to it. Yeah. That's going to be topic of next week. And if other people want to throw stuff at me, you can direct message me on Discord or Twitter or something, so that we don't let the girls know, and I'll bring them to the table for extra credit. Joelle, you did attempt to play or just watch?
No playing of spooky games, but I have a friend who was so stoked for the Silent Hill 2 remake to come out, and he really wanted me to play it, and I said, that will never, ever happen. And then he said, why don't you watch a Let's Play? And I was like, well, maybe I could do that, because sometimes I can handle those a little bit better, but... So I did watch a Let's Play of the Silent Hill 2 remake, and it is a spooky game. I don't know what it is about like the visual stuff, because like I just don't understand how people can like play these games or watch all these movies and it doesn't really affect them. But like there was a few boss fights in this game where like I'm gonna have a nightmare, and I tried not to watch it like right before bed, so I would try to like put it on, you know, like maybe before dinner or something, and then like watch like puppies after or something, but it still gave me some nightmares. But it was really good. I think that I'd never had been exposed to or knew much about the franchise before this, but I knew it was beloved and people really liked it, and I heard that this was going very well, so I can see why. And it is easier watching someone play, and then also the streamer that I watched, she was very chill, which helped me because not like freak out when she freaked out. So and she was really good at the game, and she also loves the franchise, so she knew a lot about it. So it was also fun to hear her reaction to the remake, because she had played the original quite a few times. So it was nice to hear what she had to say about it. I watched Gab Smolders play it, so that's who I watched, and yeah, it was really good. I can see why it's critically acclaimed, and the music was really good. The themes were well developed and deep. Like I can see why it's a popular game, and the remake looked great. You know, I didn't know what it looked like before, but I'd say like the graphics, like it ran well for her. There were no issues, and the acting was really good in the remake. The voice acting was incredible. I was like blown away, actually, and there wasn't a lot of people that I recognized that did the acting. So, but the motion capture was phenomenal, and yeah, they did a really, really good job. So if that's something that you're interested in, I would highly recommend picking it up or checking it out or watching a Let's Play. But no, I will never, especially after watching that, I'm never ever going to play a game like that. But I did enjoy watching it more than I enjoyed watching like Resident Evil, because the story was better for me. It had a little more like grip to it, and it wasn't like as gross. Sometimes Resident Evil games are just like disgusting,
like gory.
Yeah, and like body horror and gory and like, well, they're just gross. And this one had its moments, but it wasn't like in your face with the grossness. So I did enjoy that. But I felt like I had done my due diligence for spooky season, because that was very spooky for me. So I was like, all right, I'm done. I don't need to do anything more. But it was good.
I ended up picking up Potion Tycoon, which is, it's a tycoon game that I've been following for a while. The YouTubers that I usually kind of keep track of, and it's really good. So that's my little like how to be spooky without being actually spooky, because you run this potion factory and you have to sell them, and you have to manage your minions that make the potions for you, and so you have to grow either the herbs or the mushrooms, and then you have to direct your characters to make the potion, but then you also need to modify things by like pickling or crushing or whatever, right? Or fermenting, and there's different levels of it. And the potion making mechanic is really interesting, because it's like you open this new window, there's a pot in the middle, you've got your kind of like items of all your mushrooms on the side written out in a book. But there's different different categories of things. So there's 4 different, I guess, like color with an icon type of element. And then there's other added elements that's like a bone or a ghost. I guess it's supposed to be like a soul or something, or a dragon, or a cat. And then there's like modifiers on top of that, like if they need to taste good, if it needs to taste bad, if it needs to have it be pure or impure, toxic or not toxic, like that kind of thing. So you're like slicing and dicing up your pieces and putting them into your potion. You need to be one of 3 different categories: provisions, health, or sorcery. And then not only like do you make the potion, you also need to package it. So this gets my like design kind of background really stoked, because you have like these bottles that you need, and like you can do different stoppers and different colors and different labels and all this kind of stuff. And as you like research more options, you do more things, you try to make your potions be more potent and more powerful and have a better rating and all that kind of stuff. So there's that like mechanic side of it, but then also it's like, well, my dude can only currently right now make potions that have only 3 items in it, so I can't make it the best as it could be because I can only put 3 in it, and just like weighing your balances there. And then there's a whole mechanics with a rival potion stores as well in different areas. So you got to try and make the superior potion from somebody else, and then maybe someone comes out with an exorcism potion that's better than yours, and then like it might not sell as fast, right? So it's cute. I really like the art style. It's a great way to have like a spooky game without being too spooky, like it gives you those Halloween vibes without actually being terrifying.
Yeah. Yep.
Which is awesome. I think I've got like 26, 27 hours into it already. So
wow.
Yeah, I've been putting the time in. I played one round on like beginner where I was just trying to learn like what all the different mechanics were, and then I got into the real okay, now I'm gonna have a strategy, starting to play in a like middle level, like normal, I guess they call it adapt or adept. And then there's like a hard mode, which I'll try after I finish this and see if I can do it. It's just gonna be more punishing when it comes to like probably how many characters come through to buy your potions and things like that, and then how often you can get new items and grow them and things like that. So that's pretty cool. But then also on I think it was Saturday maybe, or maybe even Friday, I don't remember, a few days ago, Pat reached out and said that there's a demo up on Steam for Rift of the Necrodancer. That's the one where they took that beat game where you're like battling on the beat and kind of mashed it together with Guitar Hero, and it's way better than I anticipated. So essentially you've got, remember the track that you get from Guitar Hero coming down the lanes? And you're playing with like your arrow keys. There's only 3. It's like left, right, and up.
Yeah.
And then the bad guys are coming down the track, and you're like, they're jumping on the beat. You're kind of used to this. You hit them when they get down there, that kind of thing. But then there's different characters move different ways, and different characters need different. Maybe you need to hit them 3 times on the beat, or maybe you need to do it in like a syncopated rhythm, or maybe you need to do it like, and they jump around all crazy. You got to follow them. That's going to be real interesting. And of course the music is as good as it ever was, because it's Crypt of the Necrodancer music.
I wonder if that's coming out on mobile.
I could see it.
Did the original
maybe
go
once they
on
get
mobile?
out. Yes, I have it on mobile.
And they did the Hyrule one.
Yep.
Cadence of
Cadence
Hyrule.
of Hyrule, which was phenomenal. Yeah. So
Yeah, that was great.
Oh, that's Brace Yourself Games. I know somebody who used to work there.
Yeah, so it's scheduled to come out before 2024 is out, and I think the demo's been out for a little bit. I think the kind of like try period is done not on the 23rd maybe, or something like that I saw. So yeah, I'm really stoked for that, because I think that's going to be a lot of fun. Ladies, we're long in the tooth here today, but I think we need to take a walk down memory card lane. Each week, the team will have to guess a historical game that would have been released during the time of this episode's airing. We'll start with its release date. I will give hints about the game, and the team's going to attempt to guess what it is. As always, talk it out. Okay. This game released on October 27th, 2009.
Ooh.
2009.
Yeah, that's good 15 years ago there, bud.
I know. I thought of a few games, and I thought that's they came out sooner. They're a little too 2009. What did we already guess? Control? Did we already guess that?
Control's too recent.
I don't know.
Is that too recent?
Could 2009, not 2019.
See, this is where my mind went to all these things. That's too recent. I don't have a good guess.
I'll take the next hint, please.
It came out on the PS2, PS3, Wii, Xbox 360.
On the Wii.
And on Wii! And all the other ones.
Yeah.
Oh. At the same time?
And everything came out on PS2 forever because it was the most selling console of all time at that time.
Oh,
Yes, it was.
Might still be. I'm not sure.
On the Wii.
And
As
also,
well as
my
the
mind's
other
going
console.
to spooky games, but doesn't necessarily mean that it's a spooky game.
No. It's just it's a time where a lot of games come out, right?
Yeah.
The Wii is throwing me off. I don't know why. When I think Nintendo, I think exclusive, so it always throws me off.
Yeah, when it's available.
Especially the Wii because of the Wiimote. Like, I feel like very few games were, like, on the...
compatible.
Yeah, like, I feel like a lot of those games came to the Wii once they had the Wii U.
Was it a sports? Would it be a sports game?
Could be.
Would it be a racing? Could be a...
Like a Need for Speed. No?
Did we already guess?
It's not a Need for
Did
Speed.
we already guess Rocket League?
Yes.
Yeah, we
I think
did.
I did Rocket League once.
We've done that.
Yeah.
Okay. You didn't say PC, so I don't know.
Yeah, next hint, please.
The game was developed by Freestyle Games.
I don't know who they are.
Was it a dancing game? Would it be a?
No, it's not a dancing game.
Would it be like a and like a papa?
Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, it could have been a Just Dance or something
Yeah,
like that.
no, I
But
don't
Just
think
Dance is Ubi.
With the Wii. The Wii. What Wii games? Like what went to the Wii?
Yeah, because like if you think about it, it could be also a Kinect game. Like because Just
that's
Dance is
true.
was Kinect,
Yeah.
PlayStation Move as well. So,
Yeah.
oh, is it the Harry Potter spellbook game?
No.
That's a good guess.
try.
Yeah. I don't. I'm still drawing a blank. I'm trying.
I don't know who Freestyle Game is and what they did. So
It's a rhythm game.
it's a rhythm game.
Oh. Okay.
Lock it in.
It's not. What were them games? So there were the dance games. There were the. What was like that Temple Run? That's too. I think that's not 2000.
It's not Temple Run.
Not 2009. What were the rhythm games?
Yeah, what was like before Beat Saber, man?
Yeah,
What
yeah.
was
It was where remember you had to have the controller. So it's like what's the one with like some of the moves that you had to do with the controller? Would it be? Oh, I was gonna say tennis. That's not true though, because it's not a rhythm game.
I don't play a lot of rhythm games, so this is like a big. Like I know Just Dance, and I know Dance Dance Revolution.
Yeah,
That's about it.
I don't think it was Dance Dance Revolution though.
No.
All right, I don't know, Leah. Another one.
The game includes a wide variety of music genres, including rock, pop, hip-hop, dance, and electronic, to appeal to different musical tastes.
Is it Rock Band?
Oh, yes.
No,
Is it Rock
it's
Band
not Rock
or
Band.
Oh.
it's Guitar Hero?
No, it's not Guitar Hero.
Then what is it?
She looks so disappointed.
I thought I was like, yes, Rock Band. That's a good one. Oh no, but those were made by Harmonix, not
Yeah.
Freestyle.
A rhythm game with music.
That's not Guitar Hero or Rock Band. Was there another one in this genre that we're forgetting?
I don't. Probably. Well, obviously. I don't know.
The game uses a specialized controller.
Is it Rocksmith?
No.
Shit.
A specialized controller. Oh man, I'm blinking.
Same. Oh, is it the DJ one? DJ Hero.
Yes!
Oh,
DJ Hero!
DJ Hero! Good call. There it is.
I was going through all the plastic shit.
Yeah,
It's like,
yeah.
what are all the games with the
I
plastic?
still have mine! Amazing. DJ Hero released on October 27, 2009. It came out on the PlayStation 2, PlayStation 3, Wii, and Xbox 360. It was developed by Freestyle Games, published by Activision.
Oh.
No, oh my god, what is it? It starts with an A2. DJ. I purposely didn't write it in there because I knew I would say it. Its publisher is Activision. I was right.
Huh.
Back down to my questions. It's a rhythm game. The game includes a wide variety of music genres, including rock, pop, hip-hop, dance, and electronic to appeal to different musical tastes. Game uses a specialized controller. It's praised for its innovative gameplay and soundtrack, but criticized for the high cost of the specialized hardware. Because,
Yeah.
it was like $200 for that thing.
Yeah.
I know, because I bought it. Stated by NPD Group to be the highest grossing new intellectual property of 2009 in North America. The audio team also acted as the design team for the game, creating levels as the songs came together. So they would make the remixes and then make the levels at the same time because they were doing it along with it. Daft Punk not only contributed music, but also appeared as in-game avatars with a special set list. And another piece that I was going to add afterwards that I wasn't putting in my questions. Apparently DJ AM, is that his name? DJ AM? Adam? Hold on now. Just before, because he was the gentleman that passed away. Let me go and find the details where it actually said that. Yeah, DJ AM, he had passed away. He was working on it, but then died about 2 months or so before the game came out back in 2009. So yeah, that's DJ Hero.
Wow.
Great game, fantastic freaking soundtrack. Gotta throw it out there. One of the best, because the remixes were so bloody good.
I'd forgotten
All right,
this game exists.
Yeah, it exists. Guys, we're going to take a really quick break and then come back, talk about the Xbox event really quick, the partner showcase and our favorite things, and then call it a night. And we're back to talk about the Xbox Partner Showcase that happened late last week and to go over some of our favorite things. And I kind of want to kick this off because I thought Subnautica Below Zero was Subnautica 2, but apparently it's not Subnautica 2. They're making a Subnautica 2, and I am so here for it. They brought it up. I think it was one of the last things announced at the showcase or the partner preview last week, and it's coming to early access in 2025, and you'll lose me for a few days at that point. So. Nice knowing you both.
Goodbye.
I'm going to become a hermit for a few days. Lots of other things that, caught my eye. But, Joelle, what caught your eye?
I loved the mouse PI for hire.
Yes.
Like, how fun was that? I was a little sad that it's first person because I usually can't play those games because I get sick. But I loved that. I thought that was so fun. And so maybe if I don't play it, I'm really excited to at least watch it because I think that'll be super fun. So that was definitely a highlight.
I wonder if, though, the cartoon style kind of like offsets the motion sickness.
Maybe.
Compared to like the hyper-realistic.
Maybe.
Yeah, that might help. I did think about that as I was watching it. I was like, oh, I wonder if I might be able to, like, could I do this one? I don't know. And also the game Race. Or no, Wheel World. That's what it was.
Yo, what is up with the skull ghost spirit thing at the front of the bicycle in that trailer?
I don't know. He's what was the Ghost Runner? Isn't that the superhero?
Ghost Rider?
Ghost Rider. He's the Ghost Rider.
Yeah.
Oh, Nicolas Cage?
Yeah, in the wheel world. That's like hard to kind of say. Wheel world.
Wheel World.
Wheel world. But yeah, that one looked fun
It's
too.
beautiful looking.
Yeah.
Yeah, that one was I was definitely intrigued by that when I was watching it through, and then I was like watching it and they're showing you kind of like racing around this cartoony, very stylized world, and then they show you this moment where they're like changing out the bits and pieces of the bike where obviously you can customize things.
Yeah.
But then I was like, why is there like a ghost skull spirit thing like where your headlight would be on the front of your bicycle? I don't understand.
Sure,
but I'm sure
elders.
we will find out.
Yeah, I don't know. Riding with you.
I gotta say this art style of like the full-on color cel-shaded things like they had it in Dungeon of Hinterberg and stuff and many other games. I gotta say like that's worse for my motion sickness than a first-person game. I don't know why.
Really?
Yeah, I don't know why. Like I had the same issue with Sable. I don't know if it's the snarkness of it.
They should do a study on that.
They should.
I don't know.
What is
Yeah.
it? Like, why? Because you'd think it would be simplified, it'd be easier, but...
Yeah.
But like, let's say for Jedi Survivor, I turned on the dot, like the anchoring dot that they call. They just put a dot in the center, and apparently it helps with motions, and it fucking works.
Oh yeah. I
always
use that.
So I wonder if these games did that, if it would offset. But that was just my sorry. I just saw this thing. I was like, that looks fun. That looks gorgeous. I'm gonna puke.
Do not.
That's a visceral reaction right there, Kat.
Eat a lot of bananas before you play this one.
Yeah.
Really? Do bananas keep you from getting motion sickness?
No, but...
Or keep you from getting stomach sick?
No, but like I just find that they're not as bad to come back up.
Yeah, they're full of potassium, and
Yeah.
they got a lot of micronutrients in them. Like when you
love
want to
bananas.
rehydrate and get the electrolytes
I
and
love
stuff,
bananas
you know,
too,
like
yeah.
they're heavy in potassium and sugar and stuff, and they'll pick you back up.
Yeah.
Cool. Kat, did you see anything that piqued
One
your
that
interest?
one that came sideways that I have no idea what it is. It's called Wu Chang Fallen Feathers. Mm-hmm. It's giving me those Black Myth Wukong vibes. Just like a Chinese lady with a big sword fighting shit with fire and magic. And I was like, I'm into it. Like, I didn't get into Wukong because a lot of people were like, yeah, it's a Souls-like. It's very hard. And I was like, no thanks.
Yeah.
If this one's a bit more accessible, I might give it a go because I really like the style and the aesthetics and just like the combat looked really exciting, a la Devil May Cry, may I say? But it's like, you know, the trailer was just like, hey, a bit of story, and then just a lot of combat footage with no explanation, and then a logo. So I'm like, waiting to hear more info. I was pleasantly surprised by the Control multiplayer game called FPC Firebreak.
Yeah. I'm curious about that one.
So it feels like you come in after Control in the bureau and you're cleaning up the mess, basically. Trying to get all the creatures out, trying to get all the objects of interest under control. And I don't know, it looks like it's a 3-person co-op game. 3-person PvE co-op game. So I'm like, oh wow, like Rainbow Six Extraction could never. Like, I think it's like in that type of thing. So if the gameplay is fun and the monetization is not too predatory, I'm like, this could be interesting. This could be like almost like, what's it called? Like the TFC tower or something. The one with the hat, where people had to get the hat. I don't know why. It just feels like a low stake, good fun, chaotic but serious. Well, kind of like Control was. Control was serious but had a lot of humor and was very surreal of a game sometimes. Where it was just like, yeah, this happens. Why? Why wouldn't it happen? Just like fucked up shit. So I don't know. I was pleasantly surprised by that's what they come up with, a 3-person co-op game. But it makes sense in that world. And then finally, Legend of Babu looks cool.
Yeah.
Looks in the same vein as like those other, like, what was the one that came to PS5 with the girl with the ponytail? Oh God, I'm losing my mind.
The one that didn't do well. That one.
No, the one that was more cartoony.
Kina.
Oh, Kina, Bridge
Yes.
of Spirits. Yeah.
Looks like Kina Bridge of Spirits.
It gives me that.
Yeah.
It gives me exactly that vibe too.
Yeah.
I don't think this one looks quite as good because Kina was a shorter game.
Yep.
Yeah.
But looked freaking phenomenal.
The graphics were
graphics
insane.
wise.
Yeah, they were amazing.
Because it was the people who had done that Majora's Mask short thing.
Oh,
animation
yeah.
with
Yeah.
with the mask
Yeah.
boy, the mask kid, skull kid, or whatever.
Yeah, uh-huh.
But yeah, this gives me the similar vibes. But at this trailer that we saw right then and there, it's not the same level of graphics.
No,
Like it looks
but-
more realistic. Well, that went more to the Pixar side of things.
Yeah.
So and could take liberties with that.
Yeah. I feel also like Kina was a single console release, right?
Yep.
It
a
came
lot of
out on something else afterwards, right?
PC, I
a
think.
long time later.
Oh.
PC or something after. It was PlayStation. It was definitely PlayStation first.
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
exclusive on the console for the PlayStation 5. Okay, but now, Leah is correct. It's on, well, it looks like it's on everything now.
Yeah.
Xbox
Oh, shit.
Series X, Xbox One, GeForce Now, Microsoft. Says Windows. So I think it's on everything now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
And also, I just need Simon to play Pirate Yakuza
Oh, I know.
and just let us know what the fuck this game is
Yeah.
about and why it exists. Because I know he's on a Yakuza kick right now.
I love it.
I'm like, Simon, enlighten us in the Discord, please, and thank you.
Love it. Before we close it out, I'm happy to see that Animal Well is now available on Xbox Series X and S, so I can go and pick that up because that's a good spooky, not spooky game.
Oh, keep it for
do.
next week then.
Yeah, there we go. All right, folks. Well, that pretty much closes out the episode for this week. As always, check out the show notes on girlsongames.ca for links to the stories mentioned in this episode. We have one. It is the Partner Showcase. There are definitely things we didn't get a chance to talk about because we talk a lot today. If you can rate and review this podcast where you're consuming it, that'd be much appreciated. Why? It helps boost us up in the standings, makes us more discoverable, and if you leave comments, it helps us build our show because we use those. Thank you, crew, for being on the show again again this week. As always, I would like to ask you to share your social media handles so you can follow anywhere. I can't talk anymore. You can follow anyone and everyone online in all the places. Catherine, where can people find you?
I am CSDSBINS on X, Instagram, Threads, Blue Sky. I got added to a starter pack for UI folks, so I got a lot of new followers on Blue Skies. Sorry for those of you following me for game dev stuff. Get ready for a lot of photos of foods and my cats. But yeah, I'm always also in the Girls on Games Discord, where I also post photos of food and my cat.
Nice. Joelle, where can people find you?
People can find me on Instagram at JoelleLauren87 and also on X at gamer_comfy, but all day, every day, hanging out in the Girls on Games Discord. Come and say hi. And also the food channel is going to be lit soon, and it already was lit with all the holiday stuff, so like it's going to be
Just going to keep going because the American Thanksgiving is next.
yeah, next month.
All the foods. Love it. I am Leah Jew on most social media platforms, but of course, you want to know everything there's to know about Girls on Games, you can track us down at The Girls on Games on Twitter, X, and Facebook. Girls on Games, no the in there on Instagram and Threads and TikTok. Discord.me/Girls on Games to continue this conversation and more, but of course, if you want to know everything at all, you can check it out at our home base. That's our website, girlsongames.ca. Thank you, Kat. Thank you, Joelle. It's been another lovely week in video games, and I'm off to make money selling potions because I am a potion tycoon. See you all next week. Bye.
Bye.